Hey everybody, what is going on? Angry Irish Mac here today, and I'd like to discuss how we figure out what we are going to buy. How do we come about buying what we would like? How do we figure out what our palate likes? How do we figure out what should I take a chance on? And I say what should we take a chance on because anybody who follows me on TikTok, Angry Irish Mac, or Instagram, Angry.Mac, knows that I am a big supporter of the craft spirits. And as you can see behind me, it's mostly craft. I would say 75% of my bottles are craft. One of my favorite right now is 3 Chord, which I have lined up here. Now, how I figure out what I'm going to buy is lucky enough to be very involved in the bourbon social media community, which is a tremendous community. If you're part of it, you understand what I'm saying. It's a community that sends out handshakes. If you know what a handshake is, you know. I'm not going to sit here and explain it at this point in time, but you know, they come in little bottles. Part of a community that if I'm looking for a bottle, hey Mac, I'll get you this. A lot of trading, a lot of sending back and forth, a lot of communication. On my phone, I'm probably in about 10 different groups. A Discord group, text groups, everything. So I try to find people and I gravitate towards, one, people who are like-minded. So when you're in a community, we're all like-minded. But now, does my palate align with yours? I've got a good friend, David Rickhouse, who loves rye. It doesn't suit my palate, but when he goes to the bourbons, that suits my palate. Our palates don't align, but when he suggests something, I am more apt to try it. However, there are other content creators, friends who are online and have a palate that kind of goes with mine, that we like the same things. And I'll talk about the 3 Chord. The 3 Chord, somebody sent me a handshake of 3 Chord. It was one of the groups, and I said, wow, this is pretty good. It was only about 94 proof. Very tasty, 94 proof, affordable bottle at $49.99. So I go online. 3 Chord had a little sale. You buy 2 bottles, you get 10% off and free shipping. Let me go get the 2 bottles. So I got Goodbye June, which is a more expensive bottle, and I can't remember the other one, but it's not here on the shelf. It's gone now since then. And they were both really good. Now, when you're buying from a craft distillery, and you have to buy online, you always have to figure out, is it going to be worth the extra $15 to $20 charge for shipping? For example, when I get something from Bourbon Outfitters, I'm always looking for 2 bottles because the shipping's the same as 1 or 2. But is it worth the cost? Because I can go into my local store and pick up a craft or pick up something that I know is going to hit for say $49, $59, $69 and not add that extra 15 to 20 on. So you really have to be particular and really have to kind of weigh down what you're doing in terms of what you're buying, because you are spending a little extra money if you are getting it sent to you. Even if you're making a trade, you have to put a little thought into it because you're still paying that extra money because the person who's trading you isn't sending it for free. So you still have to put in a little thought, how am I going to figure it out? So over the years, I have found different groups and different people whose palates align to mine. Does everybody? No. But my greatest suggestion is watch as many people as you can. Take everything with a grain of salt. And by that I mean you're going to taste each individual grain from every person and figure out which grain you like the best. Which grain fits your palate. I may have a palate that you like, that is similar to things you like. I may not. And listen, everybody's palate's not the same. So, and as I speak of that, there are, for me personally, and I've spoke about it before, there are 3 different categories where I place bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, whatever you're drinking. I place them in 3 different categories. The first category is try. Try this. What bottles are worth a try? And in my mind, my bar is low for the try. Every bottle's worth a try because you have no idea. Every bottle is worth a try. Now, the question is, after you try it, is it worth a buy? Now, there it is. So, I get a bottle, like the Goodbye June, the 3 Chords. It was worth a buy after a try. But not only that, now I find myself gravitating towards their line of offerings. So now I think, all right, Mac, let's try the new one. Because I already know it's a buy. So I'm hoping that everything they put out is going to hit my palate. Is that the case? No. But majority of the time they put things out, I've already established that that's worth me buying. And I'm buying again, hence the rebuy. There have been many bottles that I've purchased for a buy and not went back to. Like, it was good, but was it worth the $79? Was it worth the $89? Was it worth the price point I paid for it? Or do I want to try or buy something else? So, you take this any way you want. Find your people. Read. Research. Listen to people. They don't have to be anybody famous. They could be the nobody, like Angry Irish Mac. Who the hell am I? I'm just sitting here in my basement with the bar behind me, enjoying a drink. This is a little Goodbye June, and it's fantastic. If you haven't tried 3-Chord Goodbye June or 3-Chord at all, I have not had a miss. They've all been really, really good to fantastic. But I digress. Find the people who line up with your specific palate. You're going to want to try things. If you're part of the community, an active part of community, not the first time. Like, somebody's going to see this the first time and say, hey, Mac, I'd love to have some. Odds are I'm not going to send anything to you. However, if you follow me on one of the other platforms, if you follow another creator, if you're involved in lives, if you get to know people, yes, we are more apt to share. Bourbon, whiskey, whatever you're drinking is not made, at least for me and in my opinion, is not made to collect. I am not collecting any of this. I buy this to drink and, more importantly, share. There is nothing greater than sitting down with a friend or introducing to somebody and sharing what you have and talking about it. So, just a little recap. Figure out what you want to buy. Figure out a method to your madness. This is just my particular madness. My particular madness is to get as many samples as I can to try, and then figure out if I like it enough to buy it or not. And if I like it enough to buy it, am I going to buy that same bottle? Or am I going to buy something by that same distiller, blender, bottler? There are so many options right now. You know what? Or you could just do the easy thing. Go get the latest Larceny, Elijah Craig, Buffalo Trace. That's not fun in my opinion. But again, who am I? I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm hopefully just putting a thought in your head. So listen, if you like what I'm saying and you don't like what I'm saying, please subscribe. Hit the subscriber button. I got like 4 subscribers. For like the 10 people who are watching me and liked. Please subscribe. Please pass it on. Please share. The lunacy of Angry Irish Mac is always there. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. And most often you can find me here in my basement. However, if you're watching me on Tuesday Night Bar Reviews, those are the ones you got to catch. Now, if you know me at all and you're following me at all at any platform, say this all the time. 1, there's nothing like a good drink. Whether by yourself or not, it's better with friends. But find the people you love. Give them a hug. Tell them I love you. The most 3 powerful words in any language. Go give them a hug. Tomorrow's not a guarantee. You never know when the last time you're going to have a pour with somebody is. And I'll tell you right now, there's a few people I'd like to have one more pour with that I'll never get the chance. Find your people. Give them a hug. Find your content creators and find your people who have a similar palate like that you have and figure out what you like to drink. Any questions, comments, please leave them. I'll answer, man. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you next week. The bar reviews are posted every Tuesday or Wednesday.